Hey guys, if you want to use Racelab from your wheel or from your button boxes, then make sure you watch the video. With the new update, you are able to assign certain actions to your wheel buttons or to your stream deck or your button boxes. To access that menu, you need to go to Settings and Key and Button Bindings. If you click on it, you are seeing a lot of different actions you can map to your likings. So I'm gonna turn on the wheel view. Here we have the wheel. And what we can do now, we can quickly have a look at what we have in terms of different actions on the page. There are some main actions and there are some actions that are same for kind of all the overlays. So the first one is toggle VR. This is a very convenient one because if you're using the VR integration we have, oftentimes you want to turn on the VR but you're already sitting in your rig and then you have to get up and turn it on manually with the button. Now if you assign it to a keyboard shortcut or a button on your wheel, then it's going to be very easy to tackle. The next one is show and hide overlays and layouts. This is a short key for basically hiding everything on the screen, even if it's open. A quick way to show and hide all the overlays you have with Racelab if you're watching a replay or if you quickly need to alt-tab to your screen to watch a video or do something else. Then we have lock and unlock overlays, obviously just locking and unlocking these overlays to move them around. And then what we have is the rest of the short keys as of now. It's going to open up and close different windows. There is a button or shortcut where you can open and close it, which is very convenient. I never thought I would actually be using these shortcuts, but once I set the open close layout overlay button to one of my wheel buttons, I use it all the time. I just open iracing, I realize I don't have my layouts there, so I just press a button and everything is there. It's really convenient. It's a feature I didn't know I need. And the rest of them are all of the overlays we have, and you can just assign a button to open and close. What I do is I assign the Twitch chat overlay to a button because I don't want to see my Twitch chat overlay only when I'm streaming. So when I stream, again, I just press a button and then the chat overlay is right there. And when I'm just racing by myself or with my friends, I'm just gonna press again the button and it's gonna close it for me. Let's have a look at an example and let's try to assign one action to one of my wheel buttons and let's see how it works. I would like to try with the toggle VR action because it makes sense for me that when I play in VR, I don't have to open the app again and try to find the activate VR button in case I forgot to press it. And I believe many people have their rig maybe slightly further away from the PC where they can't reach the keyboard or the mouse. So it's a lot easier to just press a button on your wheel to activate the VR mode. So let's click on the change button here. And now it's turning into a state where it's listening for input. And this input can be either a keyboard or a device input. And in this case, I'm going to press this button. And as you can see, now we assigned a device button next to a keyboard shortcut. And that's something what I really like because many times you want to have your keyboard to trigger some actions and sometimes you want your wheel to trigger some actions. And now that we assign this, we see that it's number 1. This is just a number that your device have. For each button you have usually a number. If I go to the overlays menu to try our new binded button, all I need to do is to press this button. But before I do it, I want you to have a look at this part because when I activate VR, then this button will turn into a activated mode. So now I'm gonna press the button and as you can see it's already activated. So if my overlays would be already open and I have my VR on my head, then all it takes to press is one button to actually spin up all the overlays in VR. And then if I finish the racing or I want to see something else in VR or I just don't want to have the overlays in VR, I just press this button again and the VR mode is disabled. Another example is when you assign a short key from your keyboard, and I want to show you guys what the difference is because it's an important difference. Let's say I don't want the Ctrl-Shift-V to be my VR activation on my keyboard. Let's change this. So let's say I want to have it at Ctrl-Alt-V, which I just changed. And the difference is that, as you can see, we have an alert that we need to restart Racelab in order to have this keyboard shortcut activated. And this is an important difference because with all of your wheel buttons, as soon as you assign it, it's immediately active and you can use it. Unfortunately, it's a bit different with your keyboard because it's a global short key, and once you select a short key, it needs to be registered in Windows, and so we really need to just relaunch the application. And one important note to this is, please don't try to select something short as a shortcut. For example, Ctrl-C or Ctrl-V or Ctrl-L or Ctrl-P, because these short keys are already used for something else. Ctrl-C is copy, Ctrl-V is paste. So if you were to assign this, let's say if you were to use Ctrl-C as toggle VR, it will work in Racelab, but you would lose your ability to copy anything in your PC because you registered it in Racelab. The way Windows works is that if you have a global shortcut, only one application can use it and the rest of them won't be able to. Obviously, if you close the application, if you close Racelab, your Ctrl-C would work again. But just to avoid problems and issues, please always choose Ctrl-Alt and something or Ctrl-Shift and something, and then you will be safe. So if I now just quickly restart the application, as soon as it loads in, I go to this view and now I try my Ctrl-Alt-V, which is working. Let's have a look at another example when you open and close something, because I think it's very useful and I think you're going to use it a lot once you try it. So let's have a look at, let's say, adding the standings, and let's say I want standings to be this one, and maybe I want the input telemetry, which we assign to this button. Okay, and now we can have a look at the game screen, which I'm going to turn on right now because we need a game to show how the overlays work. So I'm going to press this button, which will open up the standings, and then this button, which will open up the input telemetry. And again, if I decide that I don't need standings, because it could also be that I just want to see the standings every 2 or 3 laps and I don't want to have it all the time there, then I just press this button again and it's gone. It's that easy. And you can do it with all the overlays we have. You can do it with, again, with the layout, and it's just so comfortable and so easy to use. I highly recommend trying it out. If you have a Stream Deck device, you can also use it for opening up and triggering all these actions. My Stream Deck is right over here. What you can see is each of these buttons open up different overlays. I have 4 different overlays that opens up the relative, the fuel calculator, the Twitch chat, and my layout. I have a Stream Deck configuration that I exported for you guys so you can easily reuse it. All you need is to import the configuration and you will have all the overlays here on your deck without doing anything. All you need to make sure is that all of these short keys in the app should match the short keys that I defined in the export, and everything just going to work flawlessly. So now you know everything about key and button bindings in Racelab. So thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already to get these updates. See you guys later, and see you on track.